Hello, my name is Joshua Brown, and I'm going to talk to you today about fire safety in Afghanistan. Firemen have a very important job no matter where they are in the world. For instance, I'm in Afghanistan and we still have to put plans and safety procedures in place to help any situation in case of a fire or disaster. Being that we are in a war zone, there are a few more ways a fire can start compared to back at home in the States, where most fires in buildings start from arson, electrical error, and a few other ways. See, we also have to deal with the threat of fire starting from mortars or rockets. No matter how the fire starts, though, we still have to put it out and do our best to prevent it. Most buildings here are built very hastily with the bare minimum of supplies, and not a lot of thought is put into the prevention of the fire. Today, I'm going to talk to you about one building in particular that I work in, and what are the safety measures we have in place to help prevent the fires from happening, and also what plans are in place if a fire was to happen. Being that we don't really have a fire department here, it is our job to keep everything safe and do whatever we can to help prevent the fire from happening. The building I work in right now was built 3 years ago by the Polish Army. Most buildings here are built with whatever we can get our hands on, and the construction is not always good or safe most of the time. The building I work in was built very fast so that the people could start working as soon as possible. It is wood framed and uses a lot of different sized lumber. The main materials used were 2x4s, tin roofing, and plywood. It is a rectangular shaped building with an A-frame roof. The A-frame roof is there to provide a buffer just in case a mortar or rocket hits. All the walls, doors, and floors were built with plywood. Surrounding this building is also a 10-foot concrete barrier all the way around it to stop shrapnel just in case of an attack. Overall, this building is very, very combustible, and if a fire were to start, it would go very fast and produce a lot of smoke. Being that this building is surrounded by a 10-foot concrete wall, it makes it very hard to put out the fire with a water truck in the event that a fire did happen. There is no direct access other than 2 entrances on the outside of the building. Also, because the building is a tin roof and no windows, in the event of a fire, there really is no venting, so the building would be filled with very smoke and could help produce a flashover. The biggest life hazards involved in this building would be the rooms full of weapons and ammunition, and also the generators right outside. If either of these 2 places were to catch fire, the situation would become even more extreme and probably result in a loss of life. The fact that the entire building is made with lightweight lumber and has had years to dry out. If it were to catch fire, it would be a matter of minutes before the whole building was up in flames. Some of the safety features that are included inside to help prevent and warn in case of a fire are: we have smoke alarms throughout the building. For the most part, there is at least 1 smoke alarm in each in each room, and the batteries are supposed to be checked weekly. The next safety feature we have are clearly marked fire extinguishers. There is supposed to be a fire extinguisher in each room, and each one is supposed to be clearly marked. These are supposed to be checked monthly. The building also has clearly marked exits with emergency lights that turn on in case of a power outage. There is also an emergency action plan posted throughout the building to tell you what to do. I am about to read to you this emergency action plan. Please follow along with me. Emergency action plan for Fob Warrior. Number 1. Persons seeing fire first should shout "Fire!" and ensure the fire department and BDOC are called to report it. Number 2. If the fire is small enough, use a nearby fire extinguisher to control and extinguish the fire. Number 3. If the first attempt to put out the fire does not succeed, evacuate the building immediately and report to a designated rally point outside the facility. Number 4. If a fire cannot be contained, assist any person in immediate danger to safety and report it to the designated rally point. Number 5. Doors should be closed at the last person leaves a room or area. Number 6. No one re-enters the building. Number 7. Once a designated rally point, perform a roll call for accountability. Remember, race. R. Remove yourself and anyone from immediate danger. A. Activate the building fire alarm system. C. Confine the fire by closing all doors once a personnel have exited. E. Evacuate the building if the fire is large, or extinguish the fire if it can be done safely. How to survive a building fire. Crawl and proceed to the nearest exit if there's smoke. Feel doors with the back of your hand before opening. Use a fire extinguisher if the fire is very small. If you are on fire, stop, drop, and roll. If you get trapped, close doors between you and the fire, seal cracks which could allow smoke to enter the room, and signal and call for help. So in conclusion, there are many different ways that a building can catch fire, and it is the job of the people who work inside of it to make sure that they are doing everything in their power to keep it safe. A few things they can do to help keep it safe is to make sure that they are not using any non-approved electrical equipment, no smoking in, around, or near the building. Make sure to check the batteries inside all the smoke detectors and also check the fire extinguishers to make sure that they are all properly working. In case of a fire, make sure to warn the entire building by yelling out "Fire!" and make sure to close all the doors when leaving the room, and also make sure everyone comes out and keep accountability. With these small steps, there could be many lives saved in event of a fire.